God damn, I hate cutting that song off because that is so good, guys. Welcome back to the SLI Invitational. This is going to be the finals from the SA region. We got paiN Gaming going up against SG Esports here in a best of 3. It was supposed to be best of 5. Yesterday I said best of 5. Yesterday I thought it was going to be best of 5, but something happened and now it's a best of 3. Feels bad, man. I apologize for debating everyone out there who thought it was going to be 5 games, but you know what? Maybe it's good for SG Esports. They just got done with the best of 5. They won, so, you know, they're probably feeling pretty good, but they're also probably feeling pretty tired, so I bet they're pretty happy that now they only have to play a best of 3. Guys, I'm Mike Larson, going to bring you through these games. Hopefully we're going to have some pretty good ones here, as they're actually just speed drafting. Take a quick look at the bans. AA actually going to take a kick out. It's been what seen Iceblood play it a little bit, and I guess you guys can figure out why I remember someone named Iceblood playing Ancient Apparition. That's, I mean, yeah, it just kind of happens like that. But Brewmaster Omni Knight getting rid of some of these really powerful offlane options from the paiN Gaming side, and really, despite all these bans, not really going to impact the first phase as far as power level is concerned. Ogre Magi with the Clockwork here from SG Esports. So we'll see what this Clockwork is actually going to do lane-wise. With the Brewmaster and Omni Knight already banned out, you do usually have Clockwork, you know, in that 4 position, kind of by default, unless something happens to change it. And you really only do that if you know that your enemy laner is going to be more so on the weaker side. And right now, of course, he doesn't know that. So SG Esports, I'm assuming, they're assuming probably as well that Ogre and Clockwork are going to be supporting paiN Gaming. We'll have their supports Witch Doctor as well as the Elder Titan, which is, you know, Elder Titan is whatever, right? We've seen a lot of him nowadays, and he is incredibly, incredibly powerful. But Witch Doctor with him has been first picked quite a bit, a lot more than I would really think. The hero is fine in lane. I don't particularly think that Witch Doctor, though, has the same type of lane dominance needed to be a first pick, nor does he do anything unique enough to be a first pick. Like Brewmaster, you first phase him, you first ban him, because he does something that's just so unique, right? Like, he'll be able to auto-win team fights for you, even if he gets just absolutely stomped in the first 10-15 minutes of the game. You just split, you blind the enemy carry, you're good to go, man. But Witch Doctor, he's kind of interchangeable. I mean, that's why we see him very frequently as that kind of like flex support pick. If you're not sure what you're picking from the support standpoint, well, you know what? Maybe you should go ahead and consider that Witch Doctor. It's a fine pick with the Elder Titan, though. I mean, just being able to get the Witch Doctor into a decent position to land a Maledict early on can be pretty powerful. And of course, late game, you should get that aura going. Your Death Ward is going to be doing some serious work, as well as, you know, all the other damage you put out as well. Otherwise, though, I would say, like, in general, you pick up a Witch Doctor if you can't pick up a paiN, right? That's just pretty much how it goes. Got Drow and Razor, Tiny and Weaver. Medusa is still in the pool, and that is something that we've seen quite a bit from the ban phase, normally, from this particular tournament as well, and from the many other SA qualifiers that are being run. They just don't like playing up against Medusa, but it seems like it may be this game where we're going to see her, maybe. Does look like SG Esports are perhaps a little bit better off picking a Medusa, just because they have the Ogre Magi with Bloodlust. Elder Titan, Witch Doctor, they work okay with Medusa, but it's not anything crazy. We'll see if either side is really going to start preparing for the option of there being a Medusa on the other end. As far as mana burners are concerned, Weaver, I guess nowadays is one of them, but PL, AM, like these type of heroes, still in the pool, so you really don't want to make that Medusa pick without having banned out those really, really threatening heroes. Otherwise, you're just asking for trouble. paiN going to keep themselves really wide open, going to grab the puck. A hero that Clockwork really does not have a great matchup against, whether he is played in the 4 or in that solo lane. Just because Puck doesn't really care. It's like, oh yeah, we trapped the puck in the cogs. Now what? You just can't do anything after that. Kind of rough for the Clockwork, but hey, that's what you sign up for. You're able to harass these other heroes. Like, if you catch Elder Titan with the cog trap into the battery assault, then you get kills, right? Same thing with the Witch Doctor. You're just going to get those kills. Sometimes you can't actually do it for all the enemy heroes. And that's a big reason why Puck is just such a huge hero nowadays. You would think, like, with that coil change, the fact that you don't get any damage up front, that, like, he would just, like, fall off. But no, he's just, like, impossible to kill. And sometimes you just want a hero that's impossible to kill. Turns out, that's actually pretty good. SG only have an Ogre Magi. Ogre Magi's Fire Blast is so slow. It's not dodgeable per se, because it's either it's casted or it's not casted, and it's casted and it stuns, or it's not casted and it doesn't stun. But Puck still will be able to at least see the Ogre Magi coming, because the wind-up animation is so long. I don't know how hard it is to throw a fireball. I haven't tried all that much in my life, but I can't imagine it's that hard. I mean, it's a little basic Fire Blast. You're an ogre. You should be able to throw those out like nobody's business. SG, though, pick up the Dragon Knight. This is going to mean that options for Medusa probably no longer really huge in their plans. But again, paiN Gaming don't really have like the nuts combos with Medusa. It still would be fine. A hero that can handle Dragon Knight just fine, does well with the Puck. In fact, does very well with the Puck. That extra cover from the Elder Titan, a little bit of extra heal from the Witch Doctor. I mean, these are all really powerful synergies here. But it is going to be, if it is a Medusa pick, up against a team that already has a DK, which isn't really a problem in lane. It's a problem from the overarching strategy of SG Esports. With DK, with Bloodlust, they are going to be looking to play this game a little bit more tempo-y, which is the verb form of tempo. You guys know that? No, the adjective form. Yeah. That's how you words. They will go for it because they can. But SG Esports, their plan was, it seems like just from this Dragon Knight pick, we are going to start pushing. We are going to pressure you. And that is what DK does perhaps best out of the mid lane. Maybe not best necessarily, but definitely like top 5, easily top 5, maybe even like top 3 as far as heroes that go towards the mid lane that just want to push you in. Now, Medusa is very difficult to deal with in lane unless you commit a lot of heroes towards her. DK by himself definitely cannot stop a Medusa. But this is going to be the SG Esports response. We're going to just push you all across the map and ideally try to avoid those fights. Arc Warden versus Medusa, I can't imagine is a matchup where the Arc Warden is really going to come out ahead unless he has a ton of extra farm. But for the most part,
10 seconds
this is the overarching game plan of SG Esports. We're going to take your towers, we're going to limit your map space, and we're going to keep your Medusa under farm. For paiN Gaming side, they don't really have the best fighters as far as the early stages are concerned. Now, Puck is going to be in a position where he is it's very difficult to deal with, for sure. A Dragon Tail out of Invis or a Blink Dragon Tail, like these are things that can catch off a Puck. But at the same time, you could dodge those tools as well. paiN Gaming really need a fighty hero. Sometimes we see teams pick up a Medusa, pick up a secondary hero that is also kind of more late game than early. But right now, they definitely need to defend themselves early on because SG are looking to apply that pressure from a very, very early stage. Still looking for an off-lane hero. And that's actually kind of cool because a lot of off-lane heroes do offer you that aggressive power. We've seen a couple of Enigmas being picked up. I'm not really sure if that's incredible here, but it does offer a lot of push power. Nature's Prophet, maybe not exactly what you want to be doing. That'll consume so much of the map. But you have some serious options coming out of the off lane. If you really do want to just go ahead and push, you don't even have to necessarily push with your offlaner. You can just make sure the pushes are very safe. Pick up something like a Tidehunter, get a little bit of minus armor on the enemies, let the Arc Warden and DK do a little bit more damage. Or go for a Beastmaster. Actually, Beastmaster would be nuts here for SG Esports. I don't think I've actually seen them play Beastmaster, but if they are able to play it, extra attack speed with Arc Warden and DK, extra vision is so good. Another point-click stun that is not really dodgeable from the Puck. That would be the nuts pick for SG Esports. Maybe a little bit of a concern simply because Beastmaster, with his creeps, will offer Witch Doctor a little bit more value in the cask. But that's my prediction. It's probably not going to happen, but here he is right here. That's not Beastmaster. Damn it, I was so close. They'll just take the Batrider. I mean, the differences between Batrider and Beastmaster are actually fairly small. I mean, the Batrider still has that initiation. a little bit easier to land actually on these paiN heroes than a Beastmaster. It doesn't quite offer you as much push, but he has a little bit more strength in the lane. So, you know, I think this is, though not Beastmaster, kind of hits the same needs from the off lane. It's how are we going to set up for that push? Again, Batrider doesn't push worth a damn, but he just enables your team to push because you start the fight, yank someone out. paiN Gaming so far don't have any response to that. Should still be looking for, well, actually with this Abaddon ban, SG Esports kind of did protect their Batrider, but paiN Gaming, if they pick up a Vengeful Spirit here, they'll still have that answer to the lasso and can still fix up their lanes. They'll go for the Juggernaut instead. Not really an answer versus lasso necessarily, but definitely a good matchup in lane. Just being able to spin off that napalm is a pretty basic counter, but hey, it works. Now, as far as Juggernaut's early game power is concerned, again, probably not as much power as someone like a Vengeful Spirit, but man, if you catch someone off guard with the spin, if you Omni Slash someone, yeah, you're going to be getting those kills. So it's yet another Costa Arc Warden game, and we'll see what aggressive power SG Esports can bring to bear. Now, they are going to be looking for those early towers. They do have the option of falling back onto this Arc Warden moving forward because he is very powerful in the later stages of the game. The problem with that is that you're going to give space to the Medusa, give space to the Juggernaut, and they are probably going to kick your ass in the late game if you actually let them farm. So it's all about that pressure from the SG Esports side. Keep in mind, they are kind of fatigued after their previous full best of 5 from some other tournament. So, you know, they probably will be a little bit antsy to get this done a little bit quicker. Got to keep that in mind. Hopefully for their sake, it doesn't really impact their decision-making, but it is very hard. They are, as far as I know, only human. For paiN Gaming, they just kind of have to hold. They do have really powerful lanes insofar as these lanes are very difficult for SG Esports to punish. Like, how do you actually kill a Juggernaut with this crew? Like, he has to spin and then run out of mana and then you lasso him or something like that. It's really corner case situations have to happen. Puck is damn near impossible to gank, and Medusa, she is gankable, so they will need to give Medusa a little bit of protection. If she gets caught in the cogs in the mid lane, they can do a lot of damage to her from that mid standpoint. But for the most part, paiN's lanes are looking pretty ironclad. I don't expect there to be any huge losses from the paiN side unless they fight a little bit too much. And yeah, I mean, they are kind of incentivized to get these cheesy kind of rotations from the L10 and the Witch Doctor just because they can kill off these SG heroes. Arc Warden is very killable, despite how bulky he actually is just naturally with his strength. Like, you don't expect an Agi here to have 760 HP. Like, is that the highest in the game right now? Oh my god, dude has more HP than Ogre Magi. I guess he does have a Wraith Band. So, -3 strength. That's still more HP than Ogre Magi. He has more HP than the Clockwork. I mean, that's just Arc Warden's base stats. Yes, guys, this is a best of 3. Was a best of 5 on the schedule every single day till today. And then it was a best of 3. So, I'm sorry. You only get up to 3 games. I mean, let's be honest. We're going to have a 2-1 victory here. And if it was a best of 5, it would have been a 3-0. So either way, you get 3 games. Because that's actually how it works. All these games are rigged to make sure that there's only 3 games. But who's going to be playing on what here? Let's take a look at these. Take a look at these assignments. We got Costa playing the Arc Warden. We just saw him play yesterday, and it was certainly a display. Got Theo on the Clockwork. Leposa is on his Batrider. You know, way back when I used to catch a lot of SA Dota, Leposa Batrider, like, that was a thing, man. Like, he would dumpster absolutely everyone. Batrider's not that prevalent nowadays, but still, you don't really forget how to play Batrider. Pretty much just like riding a bike, except a heavily nerfed bike. Bardino's on the Ogre Magi. Got ADR on the DK, and holy crap, that cosmetic looks sexy. King RD is on the other end. He will see Leposa, but being Juggernaut, King RD knows that he is going to be fine 99% of the time. Like, so fine that he's going to charge in here. He is going to find himself Theo, immediately spin off that napalm. Stuns go off, will bounce a handful of times. Theo will take the full spin, but this is a Clockwork talking lots of HP. King RD now doesn't have that spin, so he's not really dangerous offensively. Duster's ET, HFN's Medusa will start chasing everyone else out. And of course, that leaves Tavo on the puck in the off lane. What is it looking like? We got Wow, that is a real 2-2 split. 2 heroes got 2 runes for 2 for each team, and it's very nice and even here. So I guess that's one way to split runes. HFN, wow. Confidently going into the Wraith, taking that damage. Bardino as well with the Ignite is going to be very annoying for Medusa to deal with. Medusa's range isn't that bad. It's actually 600. I thought it was like 550 or something like that, but as long as Costa doesn't shove the wave too much, Ogre Magi sitting right here means that Medusa can't really afford to get close to the lane without help. You can see the help is coming in somewhat from Duster's ET, but this is Ogre Magi we're talking here. He's apparently not the highest health pool hero in the game, but he is definitely tankier than the 1 armor of the Arc Warden. He's actually going to get punched a couple times here by Duster. Lots of damage grabbed there by that Spirit. A little bit of a brawl here on this mid lane. Let's take a quick look at the other lanes. Tavo going up against the DK. I don't think I've actually seen DK versus Puck not in the mid lane before. Maybe like once or twice. I think actually one happened kind of recently, but you know, it's exactly what you would expect. Tavo should be able to never ever die. In fact, he probably never is even going to be in any sort of trouble. And ADR, kind of the same thing. The only way he dies is if there's a rotation, or if he like gets caught in tower range with a coil or something like that. Like, top lane is probably just going to be an absolute snooze fest. But bottom lane, we have ourselves some action. Post is going to take, it's like about half of that spin. Does have the Maledict on him. Doesn't look like that's going to be really near lethal. Yeah, he's going to be fine to back off. But easy 1-2 setup. Paralyzing Cask into the spin. Batrider does have a lot of movement speed, and it looks like, you know, I mean, he doesn't have a lot of movement speed. He's actually pretty slow, but he's building a lot of movement speed. So he'll try to get out of that spin ASAP and just playing his distance game. They're pretty standard Batrider stuff down there. I don't really think it's even worth trying to help him. You can kill off the Witch Doctor if you catch him with cogs or something like that, but if you catch the, well, you have to be level 2 if you're going to kill him, actually. Iceblood is going to still take the Wraith. It's cost to have a Flux. He does. He's going to drop down another Spooky Ghost instead, just because it's the only spell he can actually cast from that range. Ghost is following. Where did this Ghost come from? I saw him lay this one. Where did that other one come from? Ghosts out of nowhere. So spook. And I guess you have a regen rune. You might as well just spam out everything. HFN is losing a lot of mana here. And that's actually really bad unless they turn around and kill off the Arc Warden, which with the Maledict on him may just be a possibility. A couple right clicks are here. Spark Wraiths will slow down Duster's advanced. Costa eats the Fairy Fire. This is only level 1 Maledict, and it looks like he should survive here. But yeah, losing mana on Medusa is not exactly ideal. This early on, the best way for her to keep herself defended is not Mana Shield, it's Mystic Snake. Being able to just nuke back the opposition. And right now, well, she'll get a Mystic Snake, so maybe she'll be able to get some mana back. But not having that offensive power on the hero at all means that your lane is just purely passive. If that snake bounced up to Costa, that would have been a kill. Just saying. Oh. Hi, Elder Titan. Costa, you have a lot of health. Max health, but you don't have a lot of present health. You probably shouldn't stick around like this until you get a little bit of regen. Courier isn't even coming out to him. Courier's going out to DK to give him his soul ring. I mean, that's a great item to have on DK, and that's really going to accelerate his game. But your Arc Warden's also really troubled in this mid lane. Until Theo comes in, they will find themselves an Elder Titan. They have Cogs available. Trap him in. Costa is going to get the salve delivered by Bardino. Cogs not going to bump Duster to the low ground, and that means he's probably going to die here. Yes, he will. Bardino's Ignite, of all things, kills off the big bad Titan. And that is the power of Clockwork, specifically versus these two supports as well as Medusa. Just being able to grab him in the Cogs, and as Elder Titan, there's actually nothing you can do. You could try to right-click back. If you've stolen a lot of damage with the Spirit beforehand, you'll do a decent job, but otherwise, there's no chance of getting any spell out. I don't even know if you can Earth Split if you're being Battery Assault. If you're being Battery Assaulted, can you Earth Split? There is some cast animation there. I'm not really sure if it's enough. Iceblood is threatening Costa with the cast. Back off, bro. I'm dangerous. I got a little bouncy coconut, and I'm not afraid to use it. In the meantime, Juggernaut and Batrider are actually trading farm quite evenly. Have ourselves quite a party over in mid, and all the other lanes looking to be pretty quiet. We can see this almost full dedicated tri-lane. Oh, never mind. Theo coming in from behind. Iceblood is separated, will drop, but the Flux was used on the Witch Doctor. They'll have to kill off this Medusa with Spark Wraiths, and they don't really have enough. Cost is actually really low on mana. I wonder if there's any consideration for Bottle here on the Arc Warden. It's a pretty costly investment, but he's still chewing through a lot of restoratives. And we can see this full tri-lane on paiN, kind of a 2.5 lane from the SG Esports side. Means that SG Sports will be able to crash in a little bit easier. But the constant pressure being applied to the Arc Warden is going to mean that he's facing down a really vast CS deficit. Like, the Medusa is doubling him up easily, almost at the point where he's tripling him up. An Arc Warden is not a hero you want to be playing from behind. You can do some pretty decent damage. Flux is incredibly powerful, Spark Wraith as well. And these tools are absolutely great, but for the most part, the entire Arc Warden game is that, early game rather, is that rush for the Hand of Midas. If you get kills, fine. If not, yeah, you really better be getting CS because you need that extra gold. Now, this is going pretty well for the Arc Warden. The fact that DK is having such a clean time. In fact, it's on top of the last hit chart. So yeah, you're not getting a lot as the Arc Warden, but if DK is getting a lot, then DK is definitely the type of hero that can hold down the fort early on and get you towers. Not many heroes that kind of tend to hold down the fort for you also get you towers. Like Tidehunter is a hero that can just get you quite a bit of space, and he will not take towers at all. HFN now caught, imprisoned in the cogs. Flux is there. He has a little backup coming in, including the coil. Theo gonna take the orb to the face. Stomp coming in. Will put one to sleep. Bardinho, he's tanky, but he's taking tower shots, and 3 heroes are right-clicking him. He will go down to Tavo. Costa on the way out. Will be fine, but HFN, only level 2 mana shield, but more than enough durability to withstand that gank. It's Clockwork. Battery Salt is level 2. Ogre Magi, what build does he have? 111. It's the build for Ogre Magi. It's completely standard, but at the same time, it's not really a heavy damage build. Theo was not spotted, I don't think. This is nighttime right now for the Radiance, so yeah, Theo just went straight here. Still, Iceblood does smell something coming, so he's just going to back off. Honestly, game's looking pretty good so far for paiN. They come out of this very early laning stage with, let's say, even lanes. They are going to lose another Witch Doctor, but that's kind of Witch Doctor's job, I guess. He takes the bullet so that someone else doesn't. Tavo, though, that is not great. They will put the Clockwork to sleep, and he is maledicted. Oh my god, that right-click damage from the ET. As well as Tavo. Actually, Tavo has more right-click damage than the ET. Well, it's going to be a 1-1 trade. This lack of Arc Warden presence, though, the fact that things come out so slowly is pretty bad. That's also pretty bad. ADR, knowing that he's dead, to the spin, will just snap the coil and kind of hang himself there. Feels bad, man. This DK kind of needs to keep farming. And it's a lot of pressure to put on this hero. Like, the hero does a lot, for sure. Like, he pushes, he tanks up, he nukes decently, he stuns. Kind of you know, a mediocre hero at all of them. So if you're gonna take a small hiccup in your game plan, you might be in a little bit of trouble. Speaking of trouble, HFN once again the victim of a gank. This time level 4 Clockwork. This time HFN again is caught. Flux is there with Spark Wraith. However, this time there's double Flux and double Wraiths. Because of that, well, double. That's literally the name of the spell. Orb will come in, Spirit as well, but this time killing off the Medusa over here compared to over here, that's a hell of a difference. TP was still pretty quick from paiN, but he can only be so quick. Keep in mind there's also a Batrider. Batrider has had like a full PvE game. He's not really interacting with anyone. Theo will get stomped. King RD, no mana though. He actually used Omni Slash for that DK earlier. I guess I missed that on the top lane. He is Dragon Tailable? No, there's no Elder Dragon form here. They get that. I'm not even sure if they have enough right-click damage to kill off the Jug. Like, DK, the vast majority of his threat level is Breathe Fire, and I guess the dot from Corrosive Breath. But when you're spitting like that, like, King RD is king. Like, actually king. Like, he's just not killable right now. Unless he's at, like, 300 HP, in which case, yeah, you can probably kill him. HFN, Mask of Madness, is that done? No, he just bought something. I guess that was his Aquila and Quarterstaff delivery. Medusa is farming reasonably well. She's getting more than the Arc Warden, but Arc Warden actually, with that kill on the Medusa, suddenly level 6, suddenly Hand of Midas, not looking like a faraway dream. He's not doing terribly for himself either. There is a coil here on paiN Gaming as well as an Omni Slash. Really do want to see them use it. Like, Omni Slash isn't going to get you insta-kills in the early stages of the game. Really, that's going to happen when it's level 2. but you really kind of want to apply that pressure back. Make sure this Bat Rider actually has some pressure on him, because so far, again, Leposa has had no interaction with anyone. He's been playing the 1v0 game. DK has been, kind of mixing it up on the top lane, but for the most part, he's farming. And they've been pressuring Costa as best they can, but, I mean, really, 300 gold difference isn't really quite good enough for paiN to feel comfortable. It's not a bad start out of the early game, but they have to make sure that they don't really sit back and give SG Esports the time of day to do whatever SG Esports want, because once this Blink Dagger comes out, once this Hand of Midas comes out, then the game gets a lot more difficult for paiN Gaming to play. It's not to say that they're, like, close to any sort of devastating timing SG. They still have a long ways off until they're really going to feel comfortable taking these fights and in a way that their draft is really built for. It just has to be paiN making sure they don't get too lax here. Speaking of, Juggernaut, he's going to take a tail to the face. There's another Breathe Fire here, backup as well, but King RD, he has a little bit more backup. Theo's going to see the Spirit. Spirit has really crappy vision range. Theo's actually going to see everyone with that obs. Pinged out immediately by Purple. Oh, bottom lane, Tabo. He has one stack of Napalm on him. Lasso still not used. And with the cast bouncing through, it looks like it won't be used. Leposa, perma-stunned under tower, will go down. Now Bardinho orbed through. Still taking tower shots. Will TP out himself. Should be fine. Oh, that was actually really close. Trying to go for a dive onto a puck. It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Did not pay out for them. You're already looking for that deny. Can't quite get it. Yeah, but Bat Rider, if he did get that, that's your Blink Dagger in the bag, but high risk, high reward play there from the Bat Rider. Ends up giving away his life. You're diving tower. There's going to be TPs. Not really sure why they were super intent on making that play. Leposa should still have a fast enough Blink Dagger. And then paiN Gaming, just got to make sure they have their obs up. Vision so far from both sides has been really, really good. King RD is kind of baiting right now, kind of hoping that this DK comes back and tries to kill him. He's going to go for a very stat-heavy build. Really like this setup with the Juggernaut. First of all, movement speed on Juggernaut is always going to be great. That's why you get phase boots all the time. I guess, phase boots didn't give you movement speed, you would probably just want the stats. Like, stats on Juggernaut is really powerful from hypothetical treads. But just movement speed on Juggernaut is just so much better. So he's going to go for this type of build. I wouldn't be surprised to see King RD go for I wasn't going to say Blink Dagger. I was going to say for an SNY type build. Just a very durable, very persistent build. Not really super glass cannon. He can afford to build a lot of bulk. He's going to smoke up with Ice Blood. Spark rates see all, though. Unless Costa wasn't paying attention. Looks like he wasn't. Now the cast going to perma-stun him and his clone. Omni Slash through will get them a free arc warding kill. And here comes ADR. Dragon Tail. King RD is the only one in range. Oh, but here comes the Cogs onto 2. They're caught by Theo, but HFN is going to stand his ground, losing a lot of mana, though. Stomp from the low ground will do. Actually connect onto ADR. Kind of surprising. Theo, in the meantime, in the back, obliterated by Tabo's combo. ADR dropping pretty low. Coil keeping him there. He is still very bulky. Now here comes Leposa blinking it. Oh, no! Grabs a creep! No Leposa. They still get the Elder Titan, so we'll just say he grabbed the Elder Titan. That'll be a little bit less embarrassing for him, and they also blow up Ice Blood. They are running low on health and mana on all these heroes, and oh no, not like this Leposa. Okay, he's gonna not die to these neutrals. That could have been really bad. I mean, botch your coil, whatever. Die to Ancients right afterwards? That feels bad, man. King RD still sticking around here. Does have to be a little bit careful, but ADR, man, with this armlet, actually, grab that out of nowhere. Definitely a right-click powerhouse. Level 2 Bloodlust, I would assume? Oh, geez, that's level 4 Bloodlust. Okay, look away from Bardinho for just a couple seconds. Suddenly, the dude's level 7 up against the level 5, and I guess level 7 of the Witch Doctor, but yeah, the Bloodlust on the DK. So much damage with this armlet. He's not really, gonna win any beauty contest when Lycan or so some of those heroes are in comparison, or Life Stealer, but man, the fact that he's just this tanky and does this much damage means that paiN Gaming have to try really hard to kill him off. You what, mate? Okay, that happened. In the meantime, mid lane, Theo, put to the Cogs. Probably this time not a great idea. Bardinho, also probably not a great idea. Costa's right around the corner, but he has his hands full with Duster, so he can't really help out this Ogre. Can he actually kill Duster? He will be able to with the second raid. And he does have the Hand of Midas available. ADR now going to come right back in. He doesn't have his Elder Dragon form, though. In a little bit of trouble. The nuke damage quite high, but not high enough. DK has maxed out the blood. So they are able to trade 2 for 1 here in the mid lane. The tower, though, does end up falling in favor of paiN Gaming. The problem is, though, the Blink Dagger is up on Leposa. And, well, I'm sure next time he'll use a better Blink Dagger lasso combo. It's not that hard to land, let's be honest here. And Costa has that Hand of Midas. So the game plan from SG Esports is coming together. The game plan for paiN is not too far away, actually, from being where it needs to be either. This Jug is going to go for a Diffusal. A little bit of extra raw damage here. Medusa, obviously, it doesn't really matter what she has at this stage. All that matters is that she's getting value in her inventory. But Puck has Veil and a Blink Dagger whenever he wants to pick it up. paiN Gaming can actually fight SG really, really convincingly as long as they don't get trapped by those cogs. Those cogs from Theo very easily won them that earlier fight. And now that ADR has the full splash from the Red Dragon, then cogs are going to be even more devastating if you get caught. 2 heroes taking 100% damage each. Yeah, it's great finding a double damage rune on the floor, isn't it? King RD spotted by the obs. Theo knows that he is fully covered right now. Obviously, Smoke is going to give that to you. They're just going to join up with ADR on the bottom lane, start pushing that one out. Top lane, though, do have the Puck shoving this lane out as well. There is a Catapult here for the Radiant, Catapult here for the Dire. They're just waiting for some poor sucker to get up this hill. They will look for a different sucker. Sometimes you got to make the sucker come to you, right into the clutches of Theo. Battery Assault is going to mean that there's never going to be a stomp. It looks like you can Earth Split out. It may connect onto ADR here. No, it's going to be a complete whiff. ADR will get coiled. Cast coming through with the Death Ward onto ADR, but so much armor on this DK. He'll shrug it all off and now turn around, but HFN's coming in with the Stone Gaze. He'll try to drive everyone back, and ADR will fall. The post is caught in the trees, does have a blink out. Here comes Costa. Will isolate and kill off Ice Blood. HFN, though, he's the problem hero. He's out of mana and pushed back up to the high ground. He has a little more mana thanks to the wand, but it's not enough. Double kill for Costa, and Tava will survive. But SG Esports come in at the final hour with the Arc Warden. Literally the perfect timing for this type of hero. And yeah, it was maybe not the time for paiN Gaming to fight head on. I thought they could have. I really did think that. But even with a Maledict, almost full channel Death Ward onto the DK. Death Ward, how much damage does it actually do? 60? What's the percentage reduction here? 56? It's like 30 damage. Ping, 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 30 damage. That's not exactly... It's not exactly great. I honestly did think paiN Gaming had a little more fight in them. I think a big problem with how that fight was executed from paiN was that they didn't have the Arc Warden as a target through 90% of that fight. Like, most of that fight, the only real viable hero to kill off is DK. And yeah, I mean, he's the most net worth in the game. You definitely do want to kill him off at some point, but he's also the tankiest hero in the game, bar none. So while you're trying to kill him off, he's doing damage, his allies are doing damage, and you're just firing into a hero that has freaking 25 armor. That's no joke, with, of course, that Unholy Strength to give him even more. SG Esports just sequenced the fight in such a way that they had the tankiest heroes in the front, and the most fragile, kind of most valuable heroes coming in pretty much when the fight was over, just as cleanup. paiN Gaming are going to take a pretty severe spill there. And obviously losing Duster right off the bat is really, really costly. You throw in, let's say, one more Echo Stomp, just being a little bit conservative with that estimation. One more Echo Stomp does so much extra damage there. Actually lets your Medusa back off because, you know, at this point, SG, yeah, they have the Blink Daggers, but they don't have, like, Force Stabs and everything like that to kind of skate around that Spirit Stomp combo. So that is, like, obviously SG starting the fight off in the ideal scenario in a 4v4 and then turning into a 5v4, but that's exactly what Batrider does for you. That is exactly his role. Just pick off that one hero. I'm pretty sure they could do the same thing. Maybe not with Clockwork Bat, but, you know, Clockwork Arc Warden or Clockwork DK. They could do the exact same thing versus Tavo, for sure, until the Lincoln Sphere comes up. They could probably do it versus the Juggernaut as well, though that is a little bit more risky. I think they can probably maybe do it. It's going to be close if they try. paiN Gaming, the strategy that they have with this draft is not one that they can easily change. And the limits of flexibility for their draft is oh, we're doing well in the early game. Let's push early on with this Medusa instead of having her farm. Now, obviously, that didn't happen. You have to do really well in your early game if you're going to do that. So they just have to keep on it. Just play the same game. Look for your timings with the Omni Slash. Make sure whenever that's up with the coil, you go for those kills. Other than that, it's still an unchanging game plan. Still get HFN farm. That's pretty much it. That's it. Oh, Theo, he's going to get blasted into oblivion. Or clockwork, man. Wandered into the wrong neighborhood. And that neighborhood, right outside of his tier 2 tower, used to be such a safe neighborhood. And now it's going to be even worse. The tower is going to fall. Looks like SG Esports got the clockwork. Don't want this fight. Really, they shouldn't. So a little bit of a good pickup there from paiN. What's going to be the trade? Well, Ice Blood. I don't really want to go for Ice Blood, but hey, beggars chooses. It looks like the backup actually walked away. Batrider should be able to do this by himself and actually catch another one. Juggernaut full, Dragon Tail. There is Ignite here. He'll try to spin himself out of it. The damage with the dots. Healing Ward, and that's the stomp. Keeping the Jug safe for right now. ADR, one more Breathe Fire. Not going to kill up against that ward. That was probably too close for comfort, though. Everyone and their mom gonna TP back. Oh, because they've isolated the Medusa. She has a Force Staff out to the low ground. Leposa gonna give chase. Has a Force Staff of his own. Will Flame Break a couple heroes. Tavo will orb out of there. Stomp is coming in. Will do nothing. And it looks like SG mass TP back will get nothing done with those. Ultimately for paiN, they get the tier 2 tower. They keep the tier 1 alive. They draw out the dragon form from ADR. Actually, I'm not sure if they can keep the tier 1 alive. There's still a little bit of duration here on this Elder Dragon form. They probably can. And they get its free tier 2 tower. They lose Ice Blood, but literally no one cares about that except for Ice Blood. So this is a pretty good spot for paiN as far as that exchange is concerned. Just got to make sure that they don't get 2 in over their heads. Arc Warden Hand of Midas. Man, that's such a stupid mechanic. I mean, that's like why the hero actually works, but God. So dumb that like that's how it works. Also has Blink Dagger, Force Staff did just blink out. There is a Blink Coil here, and Force Staff is not exactly great versus Coil. He will back off. Everyone is going to reconsolidate. HFN now with his kind of base farming kit up. A little bit of survivability here, a little bit of clearing speed. Start to head for those bigger ticket items after this Hurricane Pike is delivered. Gotta get some extra stats on this Medusa. Level 20 is still pretty far away from Medusa, only being level 14. So you can't really rely on that for your bulk, so maybe needs... How good is Mantis Style? Mantis Style is okay, I guess. Get rid of Flux, you can get rid of the Ignite. Oh, you gotta get rid of that level 1 Ignite. What are you gonna do with that on you? Mass Ultimate Orb items for the Medusa, a Lincoln Sphere, or a Butterfly. Go whole hog, go for the biggest ticket item, why the hell not? Speaking of Lincoln Sphere, Tavo doesn't quite have his yet. He's gonna try to cheese out the Ogre Magi, but he'll orb right back into a Goon Squad! They don't layer their stuns at all, but they do have probably enough damage to get this kill. Orb out, I don't think that's gonna work, nope. Swatted down, and Bardinho will get some revenge there as Tavo is, going to go for a play that I think any puck would have gone for, but is unfortunately going to orb into the wrong neighborhood. Again, these neighborhoods used to be so nice until these tier 2 towers started to fall. They ruined this neighborhood. Level 2 Dragon, going to get to work. Still has that corrosive breath effect from the green. It used to be before they had that. It wasn't that far away. It wasn't that long ago. Used to keep the green dragon until you can just insta-level to blue dragon because you would lose the corrosive and that means you're pushing slower. It's a good thing they changed that because that was just a bad design, I think. Tower in the bottom lane will be pushed down. Theo is here with the hook shot. King RD does have a spin TP, but Dragon Tail right off the bat. Spin is not going to do much for him. He can't even get it off. The cogs also push back HFN. He will TP out. Theo does not have the hook shot any longer. Dragon Tail just coming back up now. But the permastone to the Juggernaut, that is difficult to deal with. Again, Magic Immunity is great here, but SG Esports have 2 Magic Piercing disables in the Lasso from the Batrider and the hook shot on the Clockwork. And also Juggernaut. When I said going for this pure damage item in the Diffusal Blade, so far I don't believe has been able to actually use it. I'm pretty sure if he has a San's worth of strength there, from that build I mentioned earlier, then he at least lives for a little while longer and may even just get out of there, but opting for damage. You can see in that bottom lane fight, the one that happened over here, like, definitely they do need a lot of damage to kill off that DK, but not really sure if he's going to be regretting his decisions at this point. Maybe if Diffusal Blade purged, I'd be a little more on board with that. Get rid of Bloodlust and stuff like that. That's about it, actually. Leposa, 4 staffs forward. Unfortunately, flies right by Tavo. Tavo, of course, sees all. Obs on the high ground here for the Radiant. Dire Obs is here seeing Tavo and King RD. But Coil onto Leposa. He'll blink out of there. Are there any extra 4 staffs? He has none of his own, actually. He already used his. Costa going to jump in with all of his goons. The Spirit from the Elder Titan is going to give them some pretty nice vision. Flares will fly. Costa, his Arc Warden is going to push forward. His clone is going to push forward. Will be dealt with pretty quickly. Not really sure if this is the time or place to fight. I'm pretty sure SG can figure out that they were spotted in that area. I mean, you don't get randomly blink coiled over here if there's not vision over here. Or, I guess, right here. They'll smoke up, head towards top lane. Costa is by himself. But the reason he's by himself is because he can join the fight because he has travels. And now a Mjolnir. And ADR with the dragon form. Level 2 right now. Oh, Costa. He is pretty dead, although he is going to have a TP out. He's just going to try to run. The TP on the clone even gets canceled. He can't even farm there. Hookshot coming in from Theo. Maybe with this clone they can get some action. ADR is here as well, looking for Ice Blood. Cogs go up, not really going to do them any favors. But they also Dragon Tail the Juggernaut. That's much better. King RD will fall here. And I'm not really sure if that's hashtag worth, but still that engagement. Making the best out of a really shitty situation from SG, get themselves something in return. paiN Gaming still going to be happy about the lack of Arc Warden here. Being able to kill him off means that your lanes are not going to be constantly shoved in. Same concept as when you get picked off, or when you pick off the enemy Tinker. You know, even if you trade a whole bunch of heroes, you actually get control of your lanes, and you're actually able to play the game normally without being constantly pushed in. Arc Warden perhaps not that cancerous, but you know, definitely is a similar enough hero. 6K lead. This game still could be anyone's. The lead from SG Esports is, yeah, really nice, but at the same time, this Medusa, she's chugging along. Mantis Style is going to be your next item over the Butterfly. Level 17, so experience gain towards that level 20 talent, in which case she receives a huge buff in survivability. Means that SG, even though they do have an Arc Warden, usually going to be that late game trump card, is not necessarily so in this game. An Arc Warden without Hand of Midas would be useless. Now, I'm not saying like it would be like balanced or imbalanced. I'm just saying like that concept of I have a double and my double always has Hand of Midas available. Like that's just crazy, man. Speaking of crazy, men, we do have SG smoked up. HFN, the target, right around the corner, does have a decent amount of backup, but it's not immediately there. And ADR also has the Frost Dragon. They'll go for the Elder Titan first. Stone Gaze is going to petrify Theo, but they do end up killing off that ET. HFN is able to force staff himself out of there. Theo is kind of caught here. And actually, DK does get petrified, but he's on the front lines with BKB available. He'll pop in and go straight for King RD. Leposa is going to start to give chase with the Napalm. Jumping forward for a little bit more. Costa, does he have a Flux? They have a Dragon Tail. They have some Eye of Scotty effect from the DK. And they will be able to kill off Ice Blood as well. They use the BKB for that, though. In a 2-for-1 trade, that's actually not that great for SG Esports. They're still going to be kind of okay with it. But that is a lot of their power now down, and the Medusa is restoring. They will be able to cheese out this tower, get out, maybe with a couple of heroes. But Medusa is pushing forward. Stone Gaze was obviously already used. Bardinho doesn't have any mana, so he can't really do all that much. The DK, though, is going to pop his armlet and just go to town onto King RD. There he goes. Tavo is also very low on mana, has an orb out, and will get probably back to safety, but that might leave HFM by himself here. ADR has another Dragon Tail, can't quite get in range. In fact, he will go back into his kind of lame form and have to back off. So that, the fight with this tower dropping, that first one, that wasn't that great for SG. The second fight was, like, being able to once again kill off the Jug, admittedly not really worth that much, but only trading an Ogre Magi for it, like, can't really do much better than that. Hookshot in. Theo and Leposa going to try to go for this Medusa. They're going to drag her all the way down towards ADR and away from the ET. Okay, the fight got a little bit better there from SG Sports as they find a huge pick. the biggest pick that you could possibly get in the Medusa. Dragon Form in another 20 seconds will be up. And SG Esports, you can see their lanes. Bottom lane is going to be pushing in. Top lane equalized a little bit. It's pretty much breaking even, but the map is closing in on paiN Gaming here. And the lack of Juggernaut is very, very noticeable. He's been pretty much 100-0 killed off before he can do anything. When was the last Omni Slash? I'm pretty sure it was on Arc Warden over here. I mean, that's great for a pickoff, but you really need that Omni Slash in the fight. That is still the vast majority of the Juggernaut's damage, let alone paiN Gaming's damage. Orb through, Costa and ADR gonna look to take this Roche. Tavo is going to be spotted on the top lane, so they know SG that most likely this Roche is going to be nice and clean, and it will be. It's going to be a double life here for the Arc Warden. Is DK now going to go for the little more tower push power in that Assault Cuirass? Ooh, is this an Arcane Runed Dragon Form? It looks like it is. Do you have permanent Dragon Form? Like 2 consecutive? Not quite. You have 20 seconds of downtime as opposed to like 40. Game's not that imbalanced, guys. You need an Octarine core, obviously. Obviously. You can see ADR also having gone for the durability talent from the Dragon Blood. Very hard to pass up 150 gold per minute. But when you're this loaded with farm, it's like, do you really need more gold? You're getting more than enough to function. And the main threats on the other side, gonna be that Juggernaut, gonna be that Medusa. Also, gotta remember that I believe this is a Dragon Blood. Yeah, armor from Dragon Blood is green armor. Elder Titan's aura, it's maxed out at this point, will take out all this gray armor. So 14 will disappear, but all of his other armor from naming the Dragon Blood will still be there. So, I mean, you expect to just cleave through these heroes with physical right clicks if the aura is at all in the area, but not really quite the case with this DK. You know, Arc Warden is that case. If you get him in the aura, he is actually just paper. Also, DK has actually changed his mind, gonna go for a heart. I think I like Assault Cuirass a little bit better. Heart is gonna keep him very consistent in these fights, but like, you're not gonna push in without Dragon Form. And durability-wise, they're both going to give you very similar benefits versus this particular paiN Gaming side. But Assault Cuirass gives your teammates some benefits. Again, the Assault Cuirass plus Armor Aura will give the allies armor through the Elder Titan Aura. I think I like AC a little bit better, but it's definitely close enough where it shouldn't make a huge difference. Especially if he's going to go for AC right after. Hey man, you get all the gold in the world, treat yourself. Medusa has to keep farming. Again, this is kind of a downside for paiN. They don't really have any way of switching gears. This is the only gear in their car. And holy crap, Ogre Magi is going to get Crimson Guard. Medusa, she is now going to go for a Butterfly. She will definitely need that extra damage. She's also very close to level 20, so that additional mana is going to be an absolute godsend for her. Juggernaut has picked up nothing, though. Puck, I mean, Puck can get Lincoln Sphere to keep himself safe. Will get traveled as well. They will find Laposa, who uses Blink and Force Tap, but he's going to get Force Tap out by Theo. And now King RD, Omnislash into Theo, but he'll drag the Omnislash into the creep wave. Now King RD is isolated and silenced by the Orchid. Hookshot in is going to catch 2. Earth Splitter is going to come in. Will do a lot of damage to Costa, but he has a double life, so it's not that big of a deal. Coil will keep them back as Tavo's going to look to cheese out a couple kills here. Dragon Tail looks like will be absorbed. No, will actually be dodged, as will the Breathe Fire. But Costa's actually still alive with his first life. Tavo now running out of resources to actually survive, especially when he's lassoed. Can't get out, will go down. And the Arc Warden lives at 20 HP. All calculated, obviously. Even though he tanks that Earth Splitter and is sitting in the coil, just not enough damage, just short. paiN Gaming also, without their Omni Slash, means that this Juggernaut is not that threatening. ADR does have that heart now. He's going to be feeling free to... What is he doing? What the hell? Dude, he's freaking out right now. He has the heart, and he's just fine. Although Spin is going to come in, Costa's going to suicide into it. Should have a Force Staff out from someone if he really needs it. Looks like he doesn't. And they will try to go for this tower. Cask will be there. Can they kill off the DK? 1 HP? Whoo! From the armlet, 1 HP. Oh, please tell me you're not going to die right next to a full shrine. Ripperinos. Shrines, guys. If only there was... Damn, if only there was a shrine there. If only. It's so unfortunate. I'm sure there's like 3 people out there that think I'm actually being serious. Guys, understand. Sarcasm. I don't know, maybe it's a cultural thing. Maybe I just have to sell it more. Arc Warden, real Arc Warden actually. Coming in will probably be scouted. This is daytime vision. I don't think you can get away with that. We'll back off. Tier 3 is going to fall. Obviously, the real shrines that are actually in the game. They are going to be, at least one of them was taken down. Other one, still here. I don't think it's going to be there for long, though. SG Esports do use their Aegis in that push. Do have a level 25 DK coming up, 40 strength. I think is non-negotiable, the talent to go for. The Crimson Guard. They have a vessel coming up in the Clockwork. And they have, more importantly, a target. Ooh, maybe they didn't see the target. They see him now. Posa Firefly is going to be seen. No, not quite. They will now see the Medusa. She'll split off the Orchid effect. Posa's Firefly is running dry. Looks like they have to back off and wait for a little bit of a reset here, unless HFN gets a little bit stupid. Which is possible. You never know. The DK, though, is going to go for that AC. Tavo has the gem at the ready. Vision here for the Dire is not exactly extensive. I'm pretty sure they could just poke out and clear some of these vision wards here for from SG. Hello, that's a nullifier. Nullifier up against Medusa. That's rough, man. Just not being able to Hurricane Pike or Mance style. So tough. Do you purge anything here? It looks like there's nothing. Is Berserk purgeable? Anyone know? I don't think it is. But either way, I mean, it's a lot of damage. When you get like 65 damage from a nullifier plus the pseudo slow kind of thing, it works out pretty well, especially when you get 2 of them, that's for sure. Costa Clone is just going to go to work on the range racks, and Dragon going to get to work on the melee. HFN's got to watch out. He's on the opposite side of the fight from Leposa, so that's the safest place for him to be, but ADR just clearly does not give 2 shits about anyone on the Radiant side. Maybe he should. He's a little bit isolated now with the Maledict, though he'll BKB. That means he takes nothing from anyone right now. Omnislash is going to be split between 2 heroes. Won't really do all that much in the end. Now, KRD trying to do damage with the spin. He doesn't have any damage with the spin. They will coil, and we'll catch the DK. He has that heart, but it's not going to hold for long enough. Costa's damage is not that severe either. The Juggernaut is going to chop down Theo. Now Costa Clone and Bardinho will try to go for the Juggernaut. Soul Rend. Oh, 25 HP. All calculated, baby. And Costa wasn't actually in that fight. Saw the Arc Warden. He was back here. He was just chilling. The DK getting caught off a little bit too far forward. Doesn't take that much damage from the Omnislash, but up against that many heroes, for sure is going to be taking some serious damage. So they do take a set of racks in the mid lane. And that's definitely not bad there for SG. They will, however, need to reconsider how they go in next time. Leposa did not lasso initiate. That is absolutely a day and night difference if he's able to do that next time compared to this time. Oh, they found HFN. They don't have the nullifier just yet. Leposa is going to make a 180 and start jumping for that Medusa. They have the Orchid. They have another Orchid, and they have the kill. Oh my god, that was some serious damage. I actually don't know if multiple Bloodthorns stack on each other, but it looked like it did. I guess it's that like second paragraph of Soul Rend. All attacks on the silenced target will have True Strike and 100% chance to crit for 140 damage. So if you have 2 of them, does it crit 2 different times? I'm actually not sure of that interaction, guys. I apologize. Medusa didn't stand a chance, man. She got obliterated. Jacked up hard by the Arc Warden. And, of course, the Bat Rider, who does have another lasso. It's a level 3 lasso. Cooldown is very low. At least manageable, especially with this talent. So the Bat Rider is going to have very high uptime. And with the Shiva's Guard, again, this armor for the team. Armor for himself. That's, I guess. Doesn't give armor for the team. Slow Aura kind of counts as armor, right? Armor for himself, the Elder Titan is not going to remove. And the Dragon Knight is almost at his as well. They'll just bulldoze straight up the high ground because Medusa has no buyback. She's going to go for the only item that can ever win a game ever, Sacred Relic, with the Demon Edge. The Doctor is not in yet, though. The Doctor's coming. He's still getting his degree. Or his license? You get a license for a Doctor, right? I guess you also get a degree. You get both. He's still in med school, I think. I think that's the metaphor I'll have to go for. It's another set of racks down. Smoke on smoke, but ADR is gonna flap away just a little bit faster because of the bloodlust. They will look to crash Roche. Something that they definitely can do. They have a really, really powerful Roche crashing team, paiN Gaming. Problem is that they have to deal with these side lanes, and they don't have anyone with travels. No, they have a Puck with travels, so he can kind of deal with these side lanes. But I mean, they're gonna be pushed in naturally just by themselves because of super creeps, but also just because of the fact that there's gonna be Arc Wardens all over the place. And if you're a Puck trying to defend against this, like the Arc Warden clone, I think can kill the Puck. You have to Bloodthorn the Lincoln Sphere off. No, you have to nullify the Lincoln Sphere off to Bloodthorn, or you can Flux the Lincoln Sphere. Yeah, Flux the Lincoln Sphere off to Bloodthorn him to nullify him. You don't really need the nullifier, I guess. But for sure, the Arc Warden has enough damage with his clone to do that if he's actually looking for kills, which he may not be doing at the time. Like sometimes you just want to push. You just want to auto attack creeps. Theo pushing forward now is gonna find absolutely everyone. Surprise, Theo. He's gonna force that down to the low ground and is gonna get popped by Iceblood's Maledict, but they are able to isolate and chain stun the Juggernaut. Hashtag worth. ADR gets Earth Split back. He just wants to push on forward. He has the heart, so he actually just doesn't care about that damage. Clockwork for Juggernaut. I'm pretty sure SG are gonna be okay with that, especially since Earth Splitter now being down means that the Roche is going to be as clear as can be. With the Bloodthorn, yeah, he's not going to last long. Even the Shiva's guards there from the Batrider just to get that full vision. Who wants Aegis? Who wants cheese? Looks like DK is going to ditch the armlet, and nobody wants the cheese. Okay, you don't have to get it. You should. Highly encouraged. No? Okay. Oh, there it is. Hey, look, there's cheese on the ground. Did you guys know that Roshan, when you kill him the second time, he drops an item called cheese, and it's really good? I knew that. I'm smart. Now, paiN Gaming have been unable to hold up against SG's pushes without Aegis. Now there's Aegis and cheese. I'm pretty sure cheese on the DK is a little bit better here. Maybe you give Aegis to Arc and cheese on the DK, because, I mean, it doesn't, like, fully restore him. But Aegis and Dragon form don't play well. But I mean, still, even if he's in his regular Knight form, he's almost out of Daedalus. He has so much damage, a little bit of armor, 73% physical resist. Will be, you know, probably closer to 50 with the Natural Order near him. But goddamn, dude is an absolute tank. And I mean tank as in like both the old, like, you know, RPG warrior tank, but also like an M1 Abrams tank. Like, he will plow forward, take all the bullets, and destroy you. Like, both definitions are in play here, guys. Like, that is just DK. Not to mention the fact that, I mean, DK is terrifying and everything, but Costa actually has more net worth than the DK by 5k. All these items are really premium. I mean, how much is Nullifier total? It's like 5,000? 4,700? Bloodthorn is stupid expensive. Like, obviously you can upgrade the Shadow Blade. You can replace / upgrade the Hand of Midas. Travels. Arc Warden has 30k net worth, with 4,500 of it tied up in liquid gold. But he still has a lot of power to gain just through items. And that's absolutely terrifying. Like, normally at this point, if you're paiN Gaming, you're like being bared down upon this hard, you're like, okay, you know, this is not fun. We're not doing well. But at least the enemy carry doesn't get much stronger. Arc Gordon's going to get a hell of a lot stronger. In fact, DK is the one who's probably going to get a little bit weaker because he can't, like, really scale up his build. S and Y, I guess you can place with Scotty, get Moonshard, which is really good on DK, but for the most part, he's not getting that much more powerful. Liposa wants HFN. Tabo does have a Lincoln to maybe protect, but it's too late. He does drop the coil, but they've already caught and isolated that Medusa. With everyone right-clicking her, she really needs to get that Stone Gaze off, but it's too late. She's down. She's immediately going to buy back, but ADR's at actually full HP with that double life. And SG Esports have barely taken any damage. That is initiation of the buyback out from the Medusa. Now from the Death Ward, Tabo is going to orb through, kill off Theo. HFN as well is going to put up the Stone Gaze, and it will petrify the Ogre, even though it doesn't look like he's looking at her at all. Thanks, game. Now he's isolated with no buyback. This Medusa cannot afford to go down. King RD is going to jump in with the spin, try to go for the Dragon Knight, but now in the attack speed bubble, just firing off so many bombs. Omnislash finally get onto Liposa, but he dodges most of it with the Yule Scepter, and they'll drop King RD again, and maybe even Duster. 1, 2, 3 shots, easy kill. Looking for Tavo now, will lose the Aegis, but now gets past the cheese. Costa is very healthy with both his main guy and his clone. I'm not really sure why the clone isn't attacking, but they will finally get to it. Take the Megas, take the game, and take game 1. SG Esports in their comfort zone, to say the least. The Bat Rider on the off lane, classic Liposa there. And Costa's Arc Warden. I don't really know if there are many, like, Arc Warden players. Like, you know, players who are like, yeah, give me that Arc Warden, man. I'll kill it every single time. But it seems like every single time I see him play Arc Warden, he kills it. I think really the big issue there, one of the big issues here for paiN was the fact that King RD was not a relevant factor. You definitely do need these space creation type heroes. We can see how much damage Tavo is able to do. Pretty much the peak of Puck. But King RD always seemed to be just getting picked off, or, you know, Omnislash is someone who doesn't matter. Omnislash into a creep wave. It's just, you really need another hero here to help hold down the fort and get HFN those items. Because even though he does pick up the Butterfly by game end, Medusa is still not going to be powerful enough to handle this many heroes. It's just not feasible. So guys, that's going to be the end of game 1. Again, it is not a best of 5. It is, in fact, a best of 3, unfortunately for everyone. But SG Esports beating Infamous in another qualifier, now 1 game away from being paiN. Are they the best SA team? I don't actually know. We'll find out in just a little bit, guys. I'm Mike Loris, and I'll be right back.